Hey everyone, and welcome to ICSE MasterClass. If you're feeling stressed about the new exam pattern, trust me, you've come to exactly the right place. Today, we're going to crack the code on the single biggest change to your ICSE board exams, these new competency-focused questions.
Okay, let's just dive right in. This number, 40%, this is the reason for so much stress, especially for the 2026-27 batch and everyone after. The CISE board has announced that a huge chunk, 40% of your paper, is now going to be made up of these new types of questions.
Suddenly, your questions aren't direct anymore, are they? They're filled with these long stories, extra names, and details that seem totally unnecessary. It feels like you need to be a detective just to figure out what the real question is. But hey, don't worry. There is a secret to solving them, and I'm going to share it with you today.
All right, first things first. To beat the enemy, you have to understand the enemy, right? So let's actually figure out what these new questions, or CFQs as they're called, really are.
So here's the most important thing you got to remember. These are not tougher questions, they're application-based questions. The board doesn't just want to know if you can remember a definition from the textbook. They want to see if you can take that knowledge and actually use it in a real situation. It's all about shifting from just knowing something to actually doing something with it.
Now this makes the difference super clear. The old way was simple recall, just memory. The new way tests your application. And this is so important, because it means your syllabus hasn't changed. The concepts are all the same. It's just the way they ask the questions that has gotten a major upgrade.
Okay, so what will these questions actually look like in your exam paper? The board basically has three main formats, or you can think of them as their weapons to test your competency. And you're going to see these across all your subjects, from physics and chemistry to even history and geography.
So weapon number one, and probably the most common one, is the case-based study. You'll get a short story, a little situation, just a small paragraph, and then you'll have to answer a few questions based only on the information given in that paragraph. This is basically testing if you can read, understand, and pull out the important bits of data.
Weapon number two is assertion-reasoning. Now, this one could be a little tricky. They'll give you a statement and a reason, and you have to figure out the relationship between them. This format is literally designed to beat students who just memorize facts without understanding the why behind them. No more ratification. And finally, weapon number three, data and image interpretation. They're going to give you a graph or a map or maybe a circuit diagram that you have never, ever seen before. Your job is to analyze it right there in the exam hall and use the concepts you've learned to draw some conclusions from it.
Okay, now let's talk about the biggest complaint I hear from students. All that extra story, all the fluff in the questions. Why on earth is it even there?
I mean, you've definitely seen questions like this, right? A long story about some guy named Raj, a mall in Mumbai, a spiral staircase, when the actual physics problem is just about calculating work done. It's really frustrating.
But here's the big secret. That fluff is there for a reason. It's there on purpose. The story is the test. It's actually a part of the question itself. So what is the board really testing with all that extra story? Well, it's actually two very important real-world skills. First, information filtering. Can you ignore all the noise, like Raj and the Mumbai Mall, and find the actual data you need? And second, problem identification. Can you figure out which concept or formula to use without getting lost in all the background details?
Look, I know facing these new challenges can feel super overwhelming, but you are not alone in this. That's exactly why we've built a Telegram community for thousands of ICSE students just like you. You can discuss strategies, clear your doubts, and help each other out. The link is right there in the description, so please make sure you join. Now, let's get back to the solution.
So the million-dollar question is, how do you solve any of these questions in any subject, whether it's science, math, or even history?
And the answer is yes. Yes, there is. There is a simple, really powerful method that works every single time. We call it the CPR Method. Think of it as your master key to unlock every single one of these questions.
So here it is, our three-step formula. C is for contextualize. First, just read the story and find the real goal. What are they actually asking you to do? P is for prune. Next, mentally cut out all the useless details, all the distractors. And finally, R is for reference. Connect the core problem to a specific concept or formula from your textbook. And you know what the best part is? The CPR method is universal. It works for everything. Just look at this. For a physics problem, you find the goal, prune the names, and reference the formula. For a history question, you find the goal.
You prune the descriptive fluff, and you reference the specific policy or treaty. It's the exact same logic for every single subject. Okay, so knowing the CPR method is your weapon. But now, you need to train yourself to use it effectively. And this means you have to change the way you study. Your old methods might not be enough. Your entire study strategy needs an upgrade. First, stop just hoarding definitions. Instead, try something called reverse storyboarding. You take a concept and you become the question setter. Invent your own real-world problem for it. Link ideas together visually with mind maps instead of just making boring lists. And most importantly, focus on the new CISE question banks, not just old exam papers.
We share killer study hacks like these all the time on our YouTube channel and our Instagram page. So if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and follow us at ICSE MasterClass for daily tips to help you get ready. Okay, let's bring this all together now. This entire shift in the exam pattern, it isn't just about making things more difficult for you. It's about changing your mindset, not just for the board exams, but honestly, for your entire life ahead. This right here, this is the real question the ICSE board is asking you. They are challenging you. Can you think critically? Can you apply what you've learned? This is your big chance to prove that you can actually think, not just remember a page from a textbook.
So, what's the final takeaway? Use the CPR method to decode any question that comes your way. Change your study habits from just memorizing to actually applying. And most importantly, join our community on Telegram, YouTube, and Instagram for support. Remember, you are not alone in this. We are here to help you crack this exam. You've got this.